Hi, I'm Cinda Howard, and I'm a guide with Fly Fish Arizona and Beyond, and I'm standing in the White Mountains in the East Fork of the Black River with Arizona Game and Fish Department, and today I'm going to show you how to fly fish a small stream. So today I'm fishing a grasshopper pattern to a nymph, and my nymph is a pheasant tail. And I'm running about 2 feet below the hopper to what we call the dropper. Now, why would I fish 2 flies? Well, one, when I fish this way, I'm able to fish the surface with the hopper because this guy's just going to float across the surface. And then this beadhead pheasant tail is going to sink. So it allows me to fish 2 different depths of water. So I'm fishing on top and then fishing below. I chose this stretch of water because it has a nice deep current that goes through, has a good place for fish to hide. The current comes down and there's a nice foam line, and we call that, the foam is home. Where you see all those bubbles, which is really just oxygen. Where there's oxygen, there's bugs. Where there's bugs, there's fish. So we want to follow that current and that foam. So when the fish are feeding, they are facing upstream. They're waiting for the current to bring them food. So I'm going to stay at the end of the pool. I'm going to make all my casts upstream, let that fly drift over my fish. The goal is for it to look natural, and that means it's floating the same speed as the current. And so to do that, sometimes we have to adjust our line. And adjusting the line on the water is called a mend. And I can take my rod and I can just roll that line. I can get it in the same current as the fly, which causes the fly to drift naturally with the current, and that's how we'll get the fish to eat. The fish know what their food looks like, and it should be drifting at the same speed. When it's not the same speed, we call that drag, and typically that will not catch fish. When you have that drag, the fly's just moving faster than the current. You can see that V wake behind the fly, and that just means there's too much drag on the fly and it's moving faster. So if I make the cast, and then I can just roll that rod tip, put the line in the same current, and that fly is drifting naturally with the current. The other thing that I'm doing is, as the fly is floating back at me, I'm just picking up that excess slack, and that helps me to set the hook. These fish, when they realize that you're there, they're going to spook. And that means they're going to hunker down, they're going to stop eating. And we have to cover a lot of water, to find fish. And so it's like hunting with a fly rod. You make all those casts, you get those drifts, and you move to the next pool. And you just continue working upstream. And that's the key, is upstream. I always want to be behind the fish that I'm fishing to because I don't want them to see me before I get a fly to them. And that's how it's done. That's a wild brown, and we'll release him, make sure he swims off well, and there he goes. And now that you know how to fish a small stream, get out there and give it a try.